The Boxer Rebellion in China is a complete success. The Chinese managed to kick out the European colonizers, meaning that the Qing dynasty continued to reign. Meanwhile, in the United States of America, William Jennings Bryan and the Democrat Party beat William McKinley and the Republican Party. William Jennings Bryan makes Adlai Stevenson the Vice President of the United States. Karl Landsteiner's discovery of the ABO blood group system is ridiculed and rejected by the scientific community. Little do they know the rejection of this discovery will set back blood transfusions and medicine in general for decades. Meanwhile, in Britain, John Redmond and the Irish Parliamentary Party won the British election, making John Redmond the Prime Minister. He does many reforms, making Ireland have greater autonomy within the United Kingdom, which pleases Irish nationals. The United States begins construction of the Panama Canal. Queen Victoria I dies, and in her will she declares her grandson Prince Henry of Prussia as her successor. Prince Henry of Prussia is crowned as King Henry IX. This severely enrages the public, especially Irish nationals, who absolutely do not want a German king. Australia decides they refuse to be ruled by a German and starts a revolution to try and gain independence. The revolution is crushed by the British military under 2 weeks, and some revolutionaries are punished by being imprisoned, while others are executed. The British Labour Party are blamed for encouraging the revolution. The Labour Party headquarters is burned down by the British military. There were no survivors. After the events of the Boxer Rebellion, European nations abandoned attempts to colonize China. In an attempt to make King Henry IX seem more legitimate, the Prime Minister, John Redmond, decides to publicly meet the new king and even shakes their hand. The Russo-Japanese alliance is formed. After what happened in Britain, labour movements worldwide begin to fear potential punishments and go into hiding. President William Jennings Bryan of the United States is assassinated. As a result of this, Adlai Stevenson becomes president and selects John Walter Smith as his vice president. Adlai Stevenson's first act as president is turning the Philippines from a territory to a state. The Triple Alliance is formed between Britain, Germany and Romania. Pablo Picasso abandons art and instead becomes a politician. He became Prime Minister of Spain and managed to do several liberal reforms. The Wright brothers build the first rocket and become the first men to go to space and back. The British military crushed the Boer tribes, meaning the British Empire has full control of South Africa. The Kishinev massacre happens, targeting Catholics in Russia. Western Europe is horrified at the news. 49 Catholics killed. The event is considered a genocide due to seeing communists like Joseph Stalin and Leon Trotsky as delusional and naive. Vladimir Lenin decides to make a new ideology, fascism. The Triple Entente is formed between France, Italy and Austria-Hungary. Adlai Stevenson is re-elected. Leon Trotsky flees Russia and heads to Spain, where he becomes close friends with the Prime Minister, Pablo Picasso. The space race begins between the United States and Russia. China joins the Russo-Japanese alliance. Pablo Picasso and Leon Trotsky start a revolution, turn the Spanish monarchy. The United States and Russia set their sights on Venus. Vladimir Lenin becomes Prime Minister of Russia with his new party, the Bolsheviks. The Tsar approves. The United States joins the Triple Entente. The Communist Revolution is a success in Spain. Kaiser Wilhelm II is assassinated by a Russian spy. The Triple Alliance declares war on the Russo-Japanese alliance. Kaiser Wilhelm III is crowned. The United States finished construction of the Panama Canal. Germany and Romania directly invade Russia. Meanwhile, Britain uses their navy to invade Japan. The United States sends the first satellite into space. Adolf Hitler is accepted in the art school of Vienna. This was the start of Hitler's rise to fame as one of the greatest painters of all time. The Spanish monarchy is executed by communists. Pablo Picasso declares Leon Trotsky his successor. Pablo Picasso dies of HIV, which he got from a blood transfusion gone wrong. This makes Leon Trotsky leader of Spain, despite the fact he isn't Spanish. Adolf Hitler moves to Germany to continue his painting career. And in Germany, he becomes close friends with a Jewish scientist called Albert Einstein. Russia lands the first man on Venus. Haji Boutou, a member of the Democrat Party and the senator of the Philippines, wins the United States presidential election. This makes him the first Filipino and the first Muslim to become president of the United States. George Gray is chosen as vice president. The Triple Entente join World War I. Albert Einstein is hired by the German government to work on a nuclear weapons program. Tsar Nicholas II mysteriously dies in his sleep. His brother becomes Tsar Michael I. It is theorized that Vladimir Lenin was the one responsible for the previous Tsar's death, although most people who are brave enough to admit they believe that are quickly silenced. The Battle of Florida begins. King Leopold II of Belgium dies. His grandson is crowned as King Leopold III. The British Antarctic expedition is a failure due to the ship crashing into an iceberg. 1 billion lives lost at the Battle of Florida. China leaves the Russo-Japanese alliance. Germany tests the first ever nuke in Bavaria. Hawaii kicks out Americans and goes communist. The Great Flood of Paris destroys the entire city of Paris. Bordeaux becomes the new capital of France.